Nothing like the smell of fresh cut Windsor 1 in the morning. Gotta love it. So what I'm doing right now, or what I just finished doing, was ripping all those 1x2s down to 1 1/8 so I can then use them as my back band, which is what I'm about to start installing on the back of my casing. So if you've been keeping up with us, we've got this cased out right here, and then we also got those three. John's working on the jamb right now for this opening over here where there's like a little bar area underneath, and then once he gets that, I'll trim those out just like we did these, or case them out rather, and then we'll pretty much back band all this. Then my next challenge is going to be trying to figure out how do I address this empty space above these two windows. So the architect drew it up where there's a panel there, so I gotta mess around with some chalk lines, figure that out. And then there'll be also a panel down here as well. So this will be a little bit tricky, but we'll definitely figure it out. Well, it's been about 6 hours since I last spoke to the camera, and it's been a little rough. We've been putting out some fires. There's a lot of detail that goes into this house, obviously, and you better know 10 steps ahead before you get into something. And we kind of made one of those mistakes today. I'll share it with you in a future video, but we spent a lot of time with the project manager and the drywall guy trying to figure out how our casing is going to work, because it's called like a pencil casing, I believe, and it's really cool. I'll share it with you when we get to that point, but it's not framed out like a typical cased opening. It's really, really interesting stuff, and it looks really cool though when it's done properly. So I didn't get a lot done. John got quite a bit of stuff done, but as far as me, I am now going to throw a back band on this casing right here. So let me show you how we do that. So I got my oversized piece right here, and this just goes on the back side of the casing, hence the name back band. So this will get nailed in to the back of the casing, and I actually have 2-inch 18-gauge brad nails that I use to shoot through the face of it, and it actually grabs the framing. So it's a really secure install, but look at that detail right there. That just looks super crisp. We got proper reveals all the way around our block, and that right there is the kind of thing that just makes me happy. So there's an up close look at that, and this thing is extra long, so I'm gonna go up there and mark it where I need to cut it. It's a little hard to do this one-handed, so hopefully I don't push the back band over, but I just need a really faint line. But you get the idea. I just hold the back band in place and then mark it with my pencil. And as you can see, we are running our batteries today on our FlexVolt. There's power here, but it's very limited. There's actually one outlet that everyone's running off over here, and it's just nice not to have to bring a bunch of extension cords out. We just take our batteries over there and charge them. So yeah, cordless miter saw for the win today. Yeah, so that all checks out. I'm good to go there. One thing I do with these back bands, especially this one where it kind of has some room for error, and I'll show you what I mean by that. If you come down here and look, you know, this back edge, this ripped edge needs to be flush against the wall, and there's some room for it to kind of get out of whack, but it generally squares itself up on the back side of the casing. So I just make sure it's square, and then what I do is I just take one of my 2-inch 18-gauge and I just lock nail it from there into the block. So with that, I've got my reveal locked in there, and that's not gonna move or twist. And then I'll come from the back side and then I'll shoot into my casing. Now I need to be careful with this one, because with this casing, it doesn't have a big back edge to it. So I need to make sure I don't have like a nail that's visible in that little valley there. So that's the same kind of issue I was talking about with this circular profile. I can shoot there like I did here, but I can't shoot too close where you'll see that nail coming through. And as you can see there, there's no nail showing through. So it's just being careful and getting this thing shot in the right place. So I shoot it there, that locks it in. And then again, 2-inch nails, I can go straight through the face and I can lock it in there. So that gives me a nice rigid back band, no wiggling to it. And that's a solid install right there. So with that process done, I'll do the same thing on the other side, and then I'll measure across and we'll get our header backband in. It cleans up this really well. This drywall is already pretty flush, but it gives us a nice clean line all the way down the backside of this casing. And when all this is painted white, this is just gonna look so good. It's gonna look so good. So yeah, backbands, love them. So now that those are secure, I can do the same exact nailing pattern. So there you have it, guys, a simple backband on a casing. It's really small detail, and you can really go crazy with backbands. There's endless options for them. Windsor One makes a bunch of them. You could turn caps into backbands and use them for all types of transitions, which I have done on this channel. If you didn't see the cross-headed corner video, that was a wainscot cap I did with the backband. Yeah, there's a simple backband detail. We got a lot more of those little details like that to share with you guys. So thanks for following along with our journey. Hopefully you'll stay tuned for the upcoming videos. But other than that, there's a golf course right there, and I didn't wear this shirt for nothing today. So I'll see you guys next time.